Good morning, everybody. It says it's showtime. I love that thought. August 11th at 11 o'clock. I think it is a powerful day. Every day's powerful. But may it become so in your world. So wonderful to see everybody. Let's say hello to who's here. Carmen, good morning. Silver 1111. Rita, good morning. And Karen Johnson, who we'll all welcome her. This is her first time. Have pen and pencil ready. That's the kind of the mantra. Good morning, Carmen, again. Now we're saying hello to everybody. Barbara Ward, good morning. And then that's when it jumps for me. Rita puts a bunch of beautiful emojis to all of you. And Yvonne, good morning. It's nice to see everyone here. And Karen is ready. All right. So we have a very powerful experience today. And at the end, I'm going to give you some more affirmations, decrees, and then we're going to put them up on the community page. So when I read the decrees, don't worry about getting them written down. They're going to be on my community page, okay? So today we're going to talk about affirmations. Now, I got to tell you, I almost would say most of you know what affirmations are. But there's a few key ways on making sure they're the most power they can be. And I want you to know that the longer you can keep an affirmation going in your mind is the greater strength of having it manifest what you're putting out into the universe to come so. So doing it once, powerful. Yes, not to take that away, but let's say you do it for half an hour while you're going around, running here, running there. Your mind is always thinking. But now we're investigating, well, what is it thinking? Because all those thoughts are going out and creating your life. So, food for thought, right? So, concentration has been our major word, and we want to ask. And that's why concentration means a process of one after another, letting that time period where I'm a being of light. I am a being of light. I'm a being of light. For after the repetition is when you begin to know you are a being of light. And that's true for every decree you do. And I know some of them are longer. So during that time, maybe you do 1 or 2 for the week. You don't want to get caught in that trap. This is a funny story. When Theophilus and I got together, we had pages. Religiously, every morning, we did every one of them for 3 times. Our world went into an upheaval, too much coming up. So Theophilus made a call. Oh, you people are doing too many. So you want to pick those that you really want to be most, maybe under 5, and be putting them out every day. And then maybe in a week or 2, change them. You don't want to be overwhelmed with pages and pages of decrees, you can imagine. I have to laugh when I think back about it now. But I'm letting you know so it doesn't come so to you. We had done them already for maybe a month or something, so don't worry about it. But and it lets you have a greater focus, exactly what I'm talking about, on each affirmation, decree, whichever, because they're very similar. Decree more requires the specific in how it's stated. And realize that this power of this concentration is located in that subconscious mind when you start to begin to dominate the intuitive powers you have on truth. So the subconscious awakens and chooses truth. It's known that there are 3 things that have to happen before that subconscious surrenders. Now, this is where you want to write down a physical relaxation, whether you take a few breaths, maybe run the light, relaxing every muscle. You want to quiet it so it's not the noise in your world. And then you want to do mental relaxation. Attempt to calm your mind and just be at peace. And then we're going to have a conscious concentration come up like a new seed. And it will open itself to receive or to give. And that's what we're looking for here. Even when you're doing affirmations or decrees, you want to relax. Let the physical body just relax. And then you want to add the mental body. And then your concentration can come on truth to allow the subconscious come up and deliver infinite wisdom to you. Sounds like a powerful 1, 2, 3, 4, right? There can't be in that space a concentration of a thought. It's a concentration of quiet, peace. You want to begin to see yourself as a divine being, that you hold love and harmony. And when you start to think about that before you start that exercise, it's going to help you relax. Let's say it together. I am a divine being. I am at peace. I am love and harmony. Now, for me, we'll see what you think if that is for you. A greater peace of breath. It's slower. It's deeper. It helps you move into the place where the magic comes and where the powers emerge. Okay. I'm just getting to the bottom here so I can see. Marby, Saima, good morning. New Grandma, good morning. Thank you for joining us. So when you do this quieting, you want to give your attention to your desires. You want to have already kind of planned. What do you want to do? What do you want your world to look like? What do you want to change? But remember to always affirm it in present tense as if it's happening now. And I know you've heard me say this before. I did it for a long time and no one ever told me. And I forget who did. Probably one of the masters. Because otherwise, if I'm just saying, oh, please just bring me da-da-da, and you don't say now, well, the universe doesn't know. The universe doesn't have the way of thinking that we do. They don't just understand everything we say. So we have to give our affirmations for a broader scope of thought process so that when they see I earn $10,000 a month and I have it now, it comes every day for the month. However you want to say it. Bring it back into the present tense, how you want it to look, because it already looks that way. And you have to have faith. You know, we could have a long conversation. Probably it's a discussion about faith I'd rather have where we can all communicate back and forth. But you have to know things like I am a manifestator. I am perfectly healthy. I am healed. I am now aligned to divine healing. So you want to say all these things with a knowingness that you own them. So if you haven't already, relax the body and relax the mind and allow the subconscious to come forward where the negative patterns lie You're not going to really be able to give to them, I am healing, I am love. I am the love I'm looking for. And it doesn't allow it all to relax and to begin to release and let go and transform your world, you see? Good. And you want to sometimes acknowledge the within and the without. The without is the body, the within is the mind. Within and without, I am healed. Within and without, I experience freedom every day, in every way. Every moment probably would even be better. And you'll see as you go to state them, you can say, oh no, I mean every second. You see how every millisecond. When I used to do affirmations in the Science of Mind class, it would be that I would take it down into the molecular structure within the cells of our being. Wow. How did I think of that? Well, you just got to think about what's the smallest piece of you. And if it's there and it can grow and expand, then you're starting at a place of zero. And in zero, everything is imperfection. So play with it. Yes, I say play as if it's nothing. We're talking about your life here. What do you want? How do you want your life to work, to look? And I'm sure everyone here has some similar, but I'm also sure that there are some that are very different and unique. Now, there's one thing I want to talk about is success. There is a train of thought in the masters that there's no such thing. For success is what you are born with. How you choose to ignore it or to live it is up to you. Interesting thought, isn't it? Where in our world of this illusional reality, success is a very big thing. So perhaps it's changing your mind about what some things spoken in verbal language mean or don't mean. Because the back of your throat is where you hold the action of yourself in the world. So it's better to do, I do and I am the best I can in every millisecond, every day, than to say, I am successful. I don't know if you can hear the difference. I am. See, I can't remember. It goes quick in my head when they're speaking to me. I am the millisecond experience of the best that I am every day in every way, in every millisecond. There you go. Where if I say I am successful, it sounds, well, what is that? You can ask a lot of questions. What is success? That is being and doing the best you can. So therefore, every little being that some of you are in charge of, or little grandchildren, see if you can begin to let them know being the best they can is really the goal. It's not being like someone else. It's beginning to have them own that inner quality of the body, the mind, and the spirit, and in harmony, the best they can, that they can allow to come out into our world, is more than enough, because it will grow. They'll find a comfort in it instead of having to be something they're not, or never finding what that not is because they get too stressed out over it. So just a little word of wisdom, or however you see it. So for yourself, you can make the statement, I am connected to the God source, or to the greater source, whatever that God experience is for you. But to begin to acknowledge it, it's to me, the most profoundest relationship you have, other than with yourself. It's yourself with God that is your mountain. It's that mustard seed that can move that mountain. And if you don't have that, then you want to start looking for it, in my opinion. But who am I? And you can also state that I am happiness. I am the joy I'm looking for. Now, just for a moment, follow that and imagine every little millisecond of every little cell is going, wow, I didn't know it. It's 11:11 at 11 o'clock. And that would be that response every time you would think that. I am the joy in my life. And then we would stop giving our power away. That would be the first response to that um, affirmation. So many of these can be very simple and yet still make great changes in your life. So only you know how you sit and think now. So you are the best one to know what you need to change and put out differently. And it is true, we have to train the mind to be subjective, excuse me. All suggestions about will and desire will become deeper and stronger if we do them repetitively in a way of training. The more you do it, the more effective it's going to come in your life. So you may wait a couple weeks and see nothing happening, and you cannot get um, upset or stop because it's going to be dependent on your ability to relax the physical, to relax the mind, and allow the subconscious and the harmony of the 5 levels of your sinuses, what am I talking about? Of your senses to function and work together and to manifest for the universe to see it. And for some of you, you may be new at this. So be patient. Another word, right? Another word, have. You must learn the virtue of patience. Just do it without expectation. You know what expectation will do? What I call wanting will do? Pushes and pushes and pushes it away, and you'll never get it. It's true. So if later when I take you through the exercise of the silence and you're thinking all the things you want, you'll never get anywhere. It's about allowing yourself to find a place and let God come to you. Even in the technique from DK's work, where you work in the mental field and then you go up and raise it all up to God to ask Him to give you a word, if you search for that word, that's your ego doing it. When you can sit in reception and wait to hear whatever's next, just be patient. A word will come. I've had some people, it takes them years to be able to surrender and let that word come. Others, they get it right away. It depends on your own consciousness. But want, I learned long ago, when you want something, no, it's different than this is so. It's an energy that has a force itself, and it's not a good thing. It's a lower desire. We don't want things. We have things that come to us from our consciousness of light. All right? You want to say every word of that affirmation. And if I have you think about where would that be from, what do you think? Would it be from your toes? No. You want to say it from your heart with as much love and I got lost for a moment, just a minute. From your love and the expansion of that experience of openness. Put it all on that affirmation. Make it alive. Passion was the word I wanted. Passion, I learned in Science of Mind. It's the number one manifester. If you're saying something and it's not really what you want, and, okay, it would be good, and it's going to happen. It has to have a passion from deep inside the inner fire of your belly. That's what makes it work. I am at peace. And I can feel my energy rise. Now, otherwise, I'd say, oh, I'm at peace. Two different things. You have to learn how you put yourself all in action to do these affirmations. Okay, good morning, Carol. She says she hears the difference. Annie from Kamano Island, I hope I'm saying that right. Good morning. All right, so this is real important. And you can think about yesterday and how you might have said an affirmation. And there where you are, just take a moment and how do you want to say that? I open to receive all that the heavenly God wishes to bestow on me. And I accept that now. So be it. Do you see how there's emotion, and yet it's not emotion, which is the lower second chakra? It's from the heart and the higher expression of uh, your feelings that you want to use. I can feel it. I know it's coming. Do I know when? No, but I know it will. And that's the piece that faith plays in all this. It's as you begin to experience God on a different level, can you feel Him there? Can you feel protected as all the angels have been coming for everyone? And I'm telling you, those rooms are filled. Do you believe yet that they're there and walking with you and listening and helping you? And that you need only to ask? So these are things that are going to help develop your faith. And when some of the things that people say, oh yeah, this and oh yeah, that should give you an action of faith to help you believe. Believe is a huge part of your spirituality because you know, for those who believe, there is no proof necessary, and for those who don't, there's none possible. We can't help someone who doesn't believe to believe. They have to have interactions and experiences in their life to have that. And that can go a long scale on what that is to have certain people finally turn around and become even a nice person to other people. Who knows? But here we're talking that you have the ability to do it all within you. So you want to hold yourself in a positive state of living. And there might be those who go, well, how do I do that? My world is crazy. Well, what I'm talking about is going to help your crazy world become calmer. Because do you know who's making your world crazy? Your response to it. Just think about that. If there's a crazy part in your life, some may be smaller than others, the only reason it has the power to do that, what you think affecting you, will like to blame it, but it's really how you're holding the energy in those chakras and the response of it. So if you can begin to be in a positive state of mind and affirmation, what a difference that would make. Then things won't be looking for you because when, let's say something happens, I'm angry, and I'm angry at everybody and their brother because it grows. It's not just then what happened, it's everything. What am I going to do with that? I can't change any of that that's out there. What I can do is begin to recognize that I'm not that anger. It has nothing to do with what triggered it. It's just that I have to learn to love it. So as I love that anger, this experience outside of myself, and I call God in to help me, it gets resolved. I don't have to know how. It's just very interesting ways things come. In my life, it's been amazing. And if you can get to where you can allow the same energy, as soon as someone ruffles your feathers, you know what I mean, to become the observer. Just look at it and breathe. You can also call it neutral. Wow, that's interesting. What am I to learn from that? So I'll call God in and go to my inner place that we're going to learn about today. And I'll ask for help. A lot of people are not really up to asking for help, and especially from someone if they haven't gotten to know God. So it's a growing process. So first you got to get there. Then you have to feel the energy and how peaceful and loving it is. And why ask your friend down the street who might be having all other, I wanted to say HELL, but I won't, going on. There's no help there. Oh, and if I could tell people who are in relationship, you need to go inside and talk to God about it, you don't talk to a friend. They don't know. They're not there. They can't experience it. And I'm talking about truth from a heart space. The only one who really knows is you and God. Think about it. And that sharing with everybody, it doesn't do anything. No, nothing. But makes it bigger, worse than it is. Oh, and I got to do this. Well, no, this one said I got to do that. It makes you confused. In this quiet space I'm talking about, and I know I'm going off subject a little bit, but this is how the Lord's bringing it to you people that are watching. You people. You lovely souls. And you can tell Mother switched the tone right there. And be inside. Reach to her, reach to Father, whomever, to help you find the solace that you're looking for, the embrace that you're wanting. Call your angels in. That's where it's going to be better than people outside who perhaps don't know God either and his power. I'm assuming if you're here and still here in this class, you're wanting to find that. Or it's supporting you in wanting to find that. And there's that bad word I said, right? Wanting. You have a desire to have passion and love in your life with God. Yes. Okay. I'm going to change the subject. I have to remember what we're here for. But I hope you understand. That's why this course is called Remake Your Life. You want to change how the actions you've been doing. Now, if you've already been doing this, kudos to you. But it's a life changer, let me just tell you. And there's been times with things that you probably wouldn't even want to have come in your world have come into mine. And I do as I'm telling you. It can be 15 minutes. It only changes. Phone call comes, a letter comes, whatever. So really, when you become this experience of light, that you can own it from within you, the world changes. Okay? So you're also going to learn about kindness. First to yourself, and then it's about offering it to others. And if you have nothing good to say, don't speak it. We all have heard that since we were little, right? Do you do it? I actually say it to people, well, I really don't have anything to say on this subject, so I'm just going to be quiet. Because you have to remember, words are power. They're powerful. And they can be destructive. And they can be very loving and embracing. So we're talking about remaking your life. And we want it to be positive. It will become automatic the way you think. And you will have begun to release the ego from its need to keep you alive. So it thinks that it's your salvation, which is certainly not true. So you will begin to know that you are a walking, talking, individualized person who has that gift to manifest and choose. There's another word, choose, change. Boy, I have a lot of people who want to heal but are afraid to change. How can those two go together? Change is going to be a definite when you're now choosing positive. There's just no doubt in it. But the truth is, in choosing positive, it's going to change for the better. And it's going to let go of attachments. Now, I believe we talked about attachments. You don't need to be someone who does something to receive love. You already have it. You just haven't seen it all yet. So as you let go of the attachments, you can still love people. but you're not loving them with a condition. That's all that means. And you will find relationships can change because they feel freer. They can be around you without feeling a pull or a have to or an action or a behavior. So all these things I'm mentioning here again to remind you as we're talking about what are you going to affirm in your life? I release my attachments now. I hold and I am the energy of God's source, whatever that is for you, now in this moment. And there'll be those of you that can just feel that come right down in you, as it's going to remind you. Good morning, Prime 3, giving out virtual hugs. And Gina M. I don't mean to get heavy, but is this a powerful subject? We're here to remake your life. Did you think it was going to end up at the end the same? No. There's nothing really painful about it unless you're severely attached. Because remember, the love doesn't go away. How you feel about people expands, actually, and there'll be a greater love, but it'll be free. Not free in a money sense, but free without preconceived conditions. Condition is a thought you can all think about and contemplate in your world. Where are conditions? Where have you placed conditions on you? So much to learn, isn't there? That's why I love studying consciousness. It's just so much. Understanding why people are the way they are, why they feel the way they do. And it helped me just develop my work further and further. I realized everybody does the same thing. Until they release themselves from the bondage of what they believe is how to be, so many people have the same thing. Now it's getting to where you need to know there's so many people that have this other way, the positive affirmations. And we can become in a collective of that that's helping the earth. And that's just the basic truth. But in the process, there's learning so much about yourself. So let's talk about spiritual contemplation. Big word, right? So one goes to contact God, which enlivens that intelligence, that wisdom, that love, that kindness, that caring, and realize that that is your divine breath. So let's take a breath. We're going to ask our inner beingness to connect to your God source, the light, whatever it is, and take it and breathe it deep down into your heart. Take that breath. Yes, it's invisible, and yet you can realize it exists. Know that that Spirit of God is the finest matter of any light that can exist. The finest matter of any light. All right? So what we're really wanting is divine inspiration, what I was talking about earlier. We want it, we don't know how to get it, we don't know how to behave to do it. So here's where I'm going to help you out a little bit, okay? So let me see which point they gave me I'm on here. The superconscious mind, which holds both light and our traumas, our inner beings, our little people, inner children, all live there. We can wake it up through our five senses. We want to go to the soul and ask for it to shh, to be quiet for a moment. Okay? And in that, it lets you really hear the soul. Because the soul, until developed, could have a chatter too. We want to let it know that silence means eternity. Just think about that statement. Silence is eternity. And if you think that, like for me, I just feel it going and it's like forever. Can you all feel that? And it's interesting because we probably think it's empty. And it's so full of light, which is all things good. And it's infinite within the soul. How do we contact the silence? So here we go. This is what you want to write down. What do most of us do? Those who go to church, you go to church. I go to church, not all the time. My church is really inside me. But I go to feel all the prayers. See if you can go there in your mind. It's for everyone's come there and they've done their prayers, and the energy's so high. And there's times when I like to feel it outside of me, that purity, that love, that kindness. And it's interesting because where I go, the man is a minister, I believe. He's not a priest. I don't know. It's not Catholic. But he sees. He could see me. And that makes it even more powerful for me. And if you find one that's like that, because then there's another union to the God experience that happens. It's hard to put into words. So when I sit in that pew, and what would be for most people maybe a boring, sermon or whatever, I'm in that place of silence, and all various type of things are showing itself to me. Not to busy my mind, but in receiving the deliverance of that. So it's powerful to know there's more than you thought there is just within you. So let's tell you how you go to get there, right? Have you ever thought that there's a great cathedral inside you? Yep, that's right. A great cathedral of God's light, of the universal light, whatever that is. And when you can go there, you will know what silence is. So let me go back. So we're going to have relaxed our body. We're going to relax our mind. And we're going to know and ask to go into the cathedral with it. And breathe. I wonder what you found there. Can any of you take a moment and write what you found? Who felt the inner sanctuary of the cathedral? And it's been there for eternity, no matter what life you were leading, because it's within your soul. Okay. So we're going to take it to another level now. If you enjoyed that, you can go there. But the next thing you want to do is close your eyes and direct all the light to the center of your forehead, to your inner being within the cathedral, and give your soul the liberty to have its way. I suggest doing this while sitting in a chair, and here you're going to observe. That's why you hear me talk a lot about, I observe this, I just look at this. I have been taught to be the observer of life. Here you're going to learn to be the observer within you, and within you and God as a union. I don't want you to think of it as this is how it has to be. Just observe it, feel it. And if you want to, you can join that energy, because you're going to have a marked time to come out of this place. You're going to choose when you sit and do this, and you're going to sit when you choose what time you come out. Let's say 15 minutes, half an hour, and your body knows, and it will do as you've asked. And you're going to become in contact with the light that fills the universe. Just think about that. Is it that simple for just any of you? Yes. In the desire of the heart. I wondered if you'd hear that. You could feel a greater passion in my heart come up when I spoke that. Yes. Yes, yes. You want to think about you in this place. And then you might want to think about God. And yet, you may just want to just sit and observe. What's really going on here? But you know what the most important thing that you're going to realize? That there's no separation there. That in the light and in God's space, there is you, and there's Him, and all that separation is outside. So it's going to begin to help you move inward, move into seeing things and becoming happy and knowing love and becoming joyful and having things your heart's desire to come to you, because you won't be fighting what that would mean to have them come to you. You're not going to be fighting what other people might say about it. You're going to be at peace. So eventually you won't just be that way in that 15 to half an hour experience. You're going to take it to work and be who that truth becomes that you are. Because love is the greatest force in the world, and the magic that God brings is that it's magic. It's the greatest force in the world. I can sit here and say that as I know it, because I've seen so much healing and transferring of people happen in the presence of His light. So now it's your turn to also join that group. It's not going to happen here in one day, maybe. I can't say that wouldn't happen, but I don't think so. But maybe show me up. But it will happen if you give it concentration. Love brings forth good thought and good kindness. It is the best thing we know here in human life. And then as we go to challenge ourselves and go to other worlds again, we'll be able to remember. We won't be locked like here. And share that love throughout the universe and galactic. So let me go over this one more time, not to bore you. Let's see, a couple people did say, Sahima found deep peace, wonderful. Andrea says hi, and Barbara Ward said she found a very deep and sacred silence. So let's do it again, and I'll be quiet. And maybe some of you don't like what I'm talking about today, and that's okay. But this is really how you go about making a great change in life. So, first, we're going to have a knowing there is a cathedral within you. And we're going to relax the body first. So, let's just bring the 14th ray down over our body, giving it acceptance to be. And then we're going to relax our mind, asking it to be calm and quiet. And then we're going to close our eyes and direct that energy of the cathedral, of all that we want to observe in through our third eye down into the soul where it all lies. And we'll observe. I want you to gently begin to pull yourself from where you are. And my affirmation that came to me is, I am light. And just see if something comes to you. So if you have comments, you can write them into me. Carmen, I'm grateful. Thank you, TheoSophia. How did you feel, Carmen? Silver, I went into a diamond. Well, that's very powerful. If you keep going and seeing that, you'll have to let me know. Carmen, peaceful. And I'm hearing the question about, is that a meditation? And my response is no. That is an experience into the silence of God. Yeah. Maybe some of you are still there. So I'm going to end here with reading these decrees. Again, don't be busy trying to write them down. They'll be on my page probably in an hour or two. I come within the throne room of my being, and I rest within its great, great silence. I am come into the shrine of the heart of my presence. I am come into the altar of the sacred fire. And I demand perfection into manifestation, which fulfills the divine plan of the sacred fire everywhere, forever. Yes, you could go to the place I've shown you, and I want you to speak it. So try to hold that quietness. Speak it, remember, 3 times, 6 times. And let's see here. I got some responses. Ooh. I was seeing waves of colors of green, then gold with purple. I felt very peaceful. Karen, that's very powerful. Thank you for sharing. And Sahima, that was deep silence. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Do you know how much your body is so thrilled that it was quiet? Don't we search for that? We really don't get it in sleep. Sleep is a different experience. Andrea says, I'm very new here and don't fully understand. However, my experience with my guide that came through you has been profound. Okay. Well, welcome back. I'm not sure what that means, but we'll see as we go along, won't we? Maybe you should want to go back and listen to all the others. We're working on different ways that you can participate in changing your life. So Barbara says, I was surrounded by waves of gentle energy, and the words that came to me were, for thou, O Lord, maketh me to dwell in safety. Thank you, TheoSophia. Barbara, that's beautiful. And you see, it's not that they sought that. It just comes. Like for me, it came, I am the light. Andrea, again, it was recent connection. I look forward to learning more. Great. I think you're here in a group of people who want to learn. So thank you for coming today and illuminating our group yet one more little piece. All the little pieces make a great, huge, big light. Yes, she will go back and listen. Carmen says, curiously, I was thanked for all the light I've given to all. Not so curious. Do you know how appreciative and in gratitude God and all the angels and the masters are for those of us who do? So let that go inside you and bring a peace to all your five senses and to your subconscious. And Andrea says, thank you, Yvonne. So peaceful, Carmen. Yeah. I was once told that there are stars that form above your head that come to you as blessings for all the good you do. So you might want to, when someone tells you, oh, I see stars over your head, oh, I know what that is. But you must be an angel that's living in this world to help everybody. There's a lot of those kind of us there now. All right. Are we ready for the second? Let me see. Okay. I am the heart of cosmic Christ fire. And I demand the power of that cosmic Christ fire from the heart of the great, great silence. Sweep through my affairs and remove all obstruction and limitation everywhere forever. That's powerful, isn't it? That's a wow. Like I said, maybe do that one once a week. All right, my final one here for you. This is for whatever it is you desire. I demand whatever I desire in the outer world to come to me by the invincible, cosmic, fiery love of the great, great silence. That rules supreme with perfection's flame forever. It is the transmuting power of all eternity, and the world must have it if the shadows and destruction are to cease. You know where they're from. Oh, it's book 5 of the decrees. They're all powerful. So does anyone have questions for me? Yeah, we got deep today. But life, if we're going to really shift it, is deep. We got to get to know it. What do we really desire? And notice that everything I read, it was about desire, not about wanting. So let that be, if nothing else, something you remember. So a couple people have left. I'll give you a couple seconds if you have a question, or I'm going to assume all's good. Yvonne says the decrees gave her chills. It's the empowerment of the voice of the passion that you put to them. Desire and want difference. Want is a lower vibration of glamour, the masters would say. You want something, but you actually then push it away. In desire, you can state a desire, but you have patience to allow it to find its way to you. Silver 1111 says, I have a lot to do. You know, they say the healing never ends. No matter to what elevation you get of enlightenment, ascendant being, doesn't end. All the masters that you know now by that are here, you know, Buddha, Kuan Yin, they've moved on. They've now elevated to, there's been a while that Buddha was the Christ and Kuan Yin's moved. They're not, they don't stay stationary. They're moving, 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 raising consciousness always. Okay, Andrea says, oh, beautiful. Mm-hmm. When I go to work on someone, they tell me they've been wanting this and wanting that, you can just see it's very clear. Everything has stopped. And want is not the word that's a higher expression. It's desires. And you want to higher desires. So you have to find out whatever it is you were wanting, how do you lift it out of that want and then maybe state it even differently to make it a desire. So we have one more session of the angels in this before I go away for the week to Shasta. So we'll do number 10 next week. And I'm already thinking about what we'll do for discussion and learning when we get done this group of Remaking Your Life. And I'm going to throw out, and you can write me comments what you think about it. I think it is to take another trek into learning about the soul and thought, because that's what we do all day. I think it's powerful. And see what you think about that. And there'll be a book that you can get if you want. You don't have to. That will do a chapter a week and learn from it. And again, it's going to be remaking your life, but not with this is going broad, what we're doing now. But then we'll go into a deeper focus and learning. And if not, if I get 20 people to say no, then I'll go back to the thinking board. And Carmen says again, I am grateful for all your kindness. You're welcome. Marby says it's so amazing. Thank you. So, relax the body, relax the mind. And now you can call that light, universal light, in through your third eye, into the soul where your cathedral is. 15 minutes to half an hour. We did a little short, but it was good. So, thank you for sharing your beautiful energies with me today. And let's see. This week, I have the Bija meditation on Friday. So I probably Monday night, for those who haven't yet come. Yes, the book will be it's a regular book. What are you doing in my Shasta? Do you live near Shasta? Andrea? Mount Shasta, yes. You're welcome, Silver. We're doing a tour to spiritually grow. Yes. Oh, well, we will be there, and we used to spend 2 months a year there, so we're very familiar, and it's a powerful experience to go and see Shasta through mine and Theophilus's eyes and experience the energy in the mountain as it shifts for us. So, still openings if you want to join us. You just have to email me and we'll send you flyer. Zaima, you're welcome. Welcome very much. Annie, God bless you. Just know an angel's coming to put her arms and her feathers around you to keep you warm. Yeah. And Andre says, thank you. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming. Try the silence. And you know, the quietest time is before 6 a.m. That's when the world starts to bustle and you'll hear more thoughts. If you do it before 6 o'clock, you won't even hear those thoughts. There aren't any. Everyone, it's asleep. So you'll really have an experience of profoundness. But if it disturbs what you need for health to sleep, don't do it that way. But maybe once a week, get up early. And yeah, it's profound. We learned when we were meditating for hours a day. After that, it was just thought. But in the morning is when you could be receptive to that inner silence to a whole different level. All right. Many blessings. Powerful day. On 11/11, have a great day. All right. I'll see you Tuesday. Bye-bye.